Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to another Wednesday, another life coaching session for you. For all you guys that are new, that we have had some new members come into the group. I just wanted to introduce myself so you know what I do, what this group is about, and why you're here. Okay, I am a health and wellness coach, and I'm using a holistic approach to help focus on treating the emotional and mental health along with the physical health, right? Because it's not just about the foods that we're eating, it's about the things that your body is holding on to that keep you turning to junk food for comfort, right? So I am on a mission to save women from falling into the bad diets that are designed for you to fail anyways, right? I want you to embrace that fierce warrior that's inside of you while you're still losing weight and feeling great, right? Without having to starve yourself on another diet, without having to spend hours at the gym, feeling sore and crappy afterwards, right? So this is what I do. So let me welcome you to a Wednesday. This is a live coaching session. So drop your questions or comments, concerns in the comments, and we'll answer them live so that you can get life coaching, right? Get ahead of the game and help you progress forward in your first time here. Make sure you check out the guide section for all the other past recordings from our weekly lives so that you can catch up and keep incorporating those coaching sessions into your everyday life. So let me tell you a little bit about this program that I have. Right? If you're someone that's counting calories, if you're trying to stick to a diet but failing, right, and you're going to the gym and exercising to be able to lose that weight, that unwanted weight, I want you to take this weekly coaching as a way to finally say goodbye to diets and the gyms just for good, right? So you can start looking in the mirror and stop hating your body. You can stop fearing the scale or fear of going up another size, right? So this program that I have right now is a 6 week program. And the way that it plays out is that in order to experience weight loss transformation and whole body health transformation, you need to stop looking at diet and exercise as your end all be all to weight loss, right? You must first look at your whys. So if you ever decide to jump in and work with me, that's the first thing that we're going to address on day one, right? If you're anything like me, food is what you pile over all those bottled up emotions that you keep hiding or you keep trying to ignore, right? You keep those things buried deep inside, right? And you use food to bury them. But just because you ignore your feelings doesn't mean that they don't exist. They just display themselves in a physical form, right? Such as being overweight, overeating, disease, illness, things like that. But these suppressed feelings, they also take root in your body and in your energy centers, right? Your chakras. And the job of your chakras is to help your organs, your body, your mind, and your emotions work at their best level. If there's an imbalance in these chakras, your body then becomes imbalanced and sick, right? And when you try to suppress your emotions, they get trapped in your body and keep you from losing weight, right? How are you supposed to break free from this kind of yo-yo dieting, emotional eating when your body's kind of sabotaging you? This is why our journey continues. This is why our journey continues. We're going to focus on these emotions, right? How to feel them in a safe and gentle manner, how to process them and express them in a healthy way because no one ever taught us that. So, so one of the reasons that diets fail is because all we're focusing on is weight loss. We don't really tell ourselves or ask ourselves, why do we want to lose weight? We just sit there and say, we need to lose weight. I need to lose weight. I need to change the way I eat. I need to stop eating this and start eating this, but we don't actually do it. So when our end goal is just to lose weight, to lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 50 pounds, whatever those pounds is, then we can only diet for that amount of time to reach that goal. And then we go right back to our old eating habit. And then what happens? We put on the weight again, right? And it's this never ending cycle, this never ending loop. So the program that I run teaches you how to treat all of you as a whole, right? And what I mean by all of you is your physical, your emotional, and your mental you, those parts of you, right? There's There's those three different bodies, but we got to treat them as one because really they're just one. And that's the biggest problem with diets, is that they teach us to separate everything from us, right? If you have diabetes, you go to an endocrinologist. If you have heart problems, you go to a cardiologist. If you have mental problems, right, we go see a psychologist or a psychiatrist. If you need surgery, you go see a surgeon. Society has taught us to separate all of us when that doesn't actually help us get to the root cause of things, right? That just kind of throws a band-aid on our symptoms and they're like, okay, well, take these 2 pills and call me in the morning. But that never gets to the bottom of what the problem actually is, which is why we have to treat all of you as a whole. Everything is connected. You're all connected. So changing the way you eat for 30 days isn't actually going to change the actual problem, right? You're throwing a band-aid on the solution. Dieting is a short-term solution for a long-term problem. And in order to get a solution for the long-term problem, we need to address what the real problem is. Which this leads me to the topic I want to talk about today. Let me bring up this picture for you. Let's see. 1 second. And then with me, apologies for the lighting and everything. If you can't hear me, my place is being tented right now for termites. So I'm staying at an Airbnb. I forgot my microphone and everything, so I hope that you can hear all of this. And can you see this? Let's see. There we go. Okay, let me pull this up real quick. Bear with me, apologies. Here it is. So earlier this week, yesterday I posted this photo inside the group. And I asked the question, would you still be hungry after this meal? I would. I've done this diet. This is calorie counting, right? So this person from the group posted on here that this was only 596 calories, and she was super proud of this meal for having, this pork chop and then Parmesan roasted potatoes. She was so proud of this meal, you guys, because this was her dinner, and this kept her under her 1,300 calories, right? Her daily limit. And this is what diet culture teaches us. This is what our meals should look like, diet culture says, right? And just like you, I've done these calorie counting diets. You've done it, I've done it, and we've starved through them, right? You finish these teeny, tiny meals and you're still starving, right? You need a second serving. And more than likely, during these calorie counting situations, we've lost the weight. Yes, for sure, right? Maybe not all the weight we wanted to, because after days of starving ourselves, we kind of either gave up and just ate whatever we wanted, or we did lose the weight, but then as soon as we lost that weight, we went back to our old eating habits. So yes, you can lose the weight when you're calorie counting, but at what cost, right? So if the weight's not staying off, why are we calorie counting? Why do we keep going back to it? Why do you keep making yourself feel like crap with these diets that leave you starving, right? That leave you with very little energy. Have you noticed your energy levels when you're calorie counting, when you're only having a dinner that's 600 calories, right? With this meal in particular, and meals that look like this, we're abusing our bodies, right? We're feeding it junk. We're starving it to what? To try and feel better about the way we look. The problem with this meal, right, is that this meal right here is a leading cause of diabetes and heart disease and being overweight, because now you're putting your body in starvation mode, right? So let's address the overweight part first. You're putting your body in starvation mode. And what happens when your body is in starvation mode? It gets stressed out and it goes into fight or flight, into that fight or flight response. And then anytime you eat anything, you start holding on to as much fat as possible. So you're in a sense sabotaging your own weight loss goals. Okay? Because yes, you're not having enough calories, so your body's having to burn that the fat cells that are in your safety deposit reserves, right? Your safety deposit box in your body. It's having to go into that in order to try and get enough energy. But at the same time, now you have your body stressing out because it's saying, well, we don't have enough to eat. So let me save this again too in my safety deposit box and collect all these fat cells in case we just stop eating and we need to survive for a few days. Okay. But these meals, they also are the culprit to diabetes. You know, doctors or Western medicine, diet culture has us believe that diabetes is due to sugar. It's because you're eating too much sugar. When in all reality, yes, diabetes has to do with sugar, meaning, but it's more formal name glucose. This meal right here is causing your glucose to spike up, which is what causes diabetes, right? Because it takes so long for your body to digest the protein, right, the fat from the pork chop, and then potatoes are a carb, it's glucose. So when you're digesting it, it turns to glucose. And now because your body's taking so long to digest the protein, the glucose spikes up and it stays up there for long. And when you do that for a long period of time, which is what we do, especially with the American diet, right? Our glucose, our insulin levels are always super high. Our glucose spikes up and we're always having to produce more insulin to get all that, the glucose out of our body and into our cells where it's supposed to be, right? To help nourish us. So this kind of meal right here, although it might help you lose some weight for a little bit of time until you start reintroducing your normal eating patterns, is also going to start causing you disease. You with me? You following me? Let me know in the comments if you're following with me, if it's making sense. Type a 1 in the comments. If it's not making sense, type a 2 in the comments, and we can discuss further. And while you're doing that, I want to ask you, why is this meal, this plate right here, why is that the solution to weight loss? Why is it that that's something that we go to? Why is it our go-to when we want to lose weight? Right? This is where kind of big pharma and the food corporations come in, right? They've tricked us into believing that this is healthy, that breakfast cereals are healthy. Like I saw a commercial recently. What was it? Cheerios. They say, oh, it's heart healthy. It lowers cholesterol. You want to know why it lowers cholesterol? Because it has no fat. It's pure carbs. All you're eating is a bunch of carbs, and carbs turns to sugar. So they're essentially making you start your day off with a glucose spike, with a sugar spike in your body. And then you come crashing down, and what do you need again? More sugar. So we're allowing these big corporations to dictate what is healthy and what isn't. We're not actually going in and doing the research and finding out for ourselves, is this really healthy? Right? They're trying to convince you that starvation and weight loss supplements are the answer. You want to lose weight? Okay, here's a pill. Take it to lose weight. And then this pill causes all these side effects. And they're like, oh, well, here, take another pill for these side effects. Okay, it's time, I think, for everyone to get on board, and it's time to ditch this diet culture mentality and start actually feeding your body. This would have been a great meal if half of this plate was filled with non-starchy vegetables. So then she would have had a good meal, because you know what the vegetables do? They feed your body. They give you fiber, they give you vitamins, they give you minerals. And this fiber helps you from getting that glucose spike. So now, by adding the fiber, adding these non-starchy vegetables, you'd be able to lose weight without starving yourself. How many of these little plates would you have to eat in order to feel full? By adding some veggies on there, that would fill you up. You wouldn't need a second or third serving, because I would probably need 2 or 3 of these plates to feel full. Maybe that's just me. Who knows, right? Maybe you're like, no, this would be a perfect meal for me. But the point is that we're all different. We all require different things. We all require different nutrients, but we all require vitamins and minerals. That's what nourishes our body. Okay. When we eat meals like this, or we're people that eat a lot of processed foods like takeout, drive-thrus, McDonald's, Jack in the Box, all of that, your body stays hungry. Because it's not getting any nutrients, right? All you're getting is fats and carbs. So your body stays hungry. Have you noticed that when you go eat at McDonald's an hour later, maybe you're hungry again, your body's saying, hey, feed me again. So we go and feed it again, but it's asking for nutrients that we're not giving it. If we start giving them nutrients, then your body doesn't need as much food, and we're not eating 5 to 7 times a day. You snack or you get these cravings because your body needs nutrients. For starters, that's the physical side of it, right? But then when cravings kick in and you want these sweets, or you want these fried foods, or you want comfort foods, then that's when you have to look at your emotional side. Because if you're already feeding your body the nutrients that it needs, but you're craving, brownies or ice cream, mac and cheese, then there's something deeper going on. Now you're looking for comfort. But now you got to find out, well, why do you want comfort? Why is that a thing? This is why we have to treat your body as a whole, right? The mental side of it, the emotional side of it, the physical side of it. It's not just about what you're eating or what you're putting in your body. It's about what's up here, the kind of thoughts that you have. What's your mentality? What's your mindset like? Right? How are your emotions? Are you someone that's ignoring them? Are you someone that's trying to suppress them? You don't want to feel them. You don't want to, because it's too hard. So you kind of push them off to the side and pretend they're not there. Right? Just because I go like this and I can't see you, it doesn't mean that you're not there, right? And it's what we're doing with emotions. It's what we're doing with our everyday life. Okay, so if you're fed up with that bullshit diet that carry these high promises but only leave you feeling hungry and starving, right? Hulk like hangriness. And if you're tired of hitting the gym to lose that weight and being sore from leg day, from arm day, whatever it is, and you want to start losing weight and keeping it off, then check out my Metamorphic Harmony program. Which, side note, we've all seen The Biggest Loser, right? We've all watched that show, and we've seen people go, 3, 4, 500 pounds down to, 200 pounds. But did you know that after the show ends, these like 80% of these contestants go back to their previous weight from when they started the show? And do you know why that is? One, yes, they're on a diet, right? They're calorie counting. And then they're exercising rigorously. Like, you've seen some of these exercises. I remember back in the day, I was in my early 20s. I was on the show and I'm like, man, if they can do it, I can do it, right? So I started hitting the gym like 2 hours a day, every day. And I couldn't keep up. I was like, man, like, I'm exhausted. I can't. Their vigorous exercise gets them results, right? You see it on the show. Their calorie counting gets them results. We see it on the show. It's proof. But what the show doesn't show, what they don't show us at the end, is what happens afterwards, because they don't keep it off. One is because they go back to their old eating habits, right? The show doesn't actually teach them how to change their eating habits. It was just however long the season was. Let's say it was like a 2-month season. Well, for 2 months, they learned how to just calorie count and vigorous exercise. But exercise only works and only keeps off the weight if you continue to be as vigorous, if not more. Because once your body gets used to the vigorous exercise, in order to maintain those results, you have to get even more vigorous. So the gym life isn't the answer to weight loss. Counting calories and diets, they're not the answer to weight loss. It is a band-aid. It just helps you with the symptoms. Now, don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean that you get to sit on the couch all day either. Your body needs movement. The point of getting this movement or getting this exercise is because it helps you burn more fat when you're not exercising. Right? Exercising helps strengthen your muscles, which you need, and the stronger your muscles are, not the bigger, but the stronger your muscles are, the more fat they burn, the more energy they need, so therefore they burn more fat. It also helps you with cardiovascular endurance, right? I never used to exercise or go for walks or anything because I would be out of breath. I would be huffing and puffing, and I thought I was going to pass out because I couldn't get enough air. My heart was about to explode out of my chest. So that's why we need movement, because we need to keep our heart healthy. We need to keep our muscles strong so that we can keep moving. And the more strength we have in your heart and your actual physical muscles, the more energy they burn. So when you are sitting on the couch watching Netflix, you're still burning that energy. You're still burning those calories because your muscles need it. When you're off at work typing away on the computer, you're burning that fat because your body needs the energy, or your muscles need the energy at that point. So don't look at diet and exercise as the end all, be all to get results. That's very, very superficial. Okay, we need to dig deeper in order to get the results. We need to find out your why. So why do you want to do it? Why do you want to lose weight? And what's stopping you? Because it's not just what you're eating. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, I went off on a little tangent there. Thank you for sticking with me this far. I really hope that this helped you. Let me turn this off real quick. Let's stop sharing. There we go. All right. So I hope that this helps you along on your journey, that this gets you away from that diet mentality and helps you focus on feeding your body. Because once you're feeding your body what it needs, it's gonna start releasing the things it doesn't need, right? That overweight, the overeating. And that's just the start of it. So making small changes every day to help you transform your health, right? Small changes every day, not big ones. Don't sit there and try to go to the gym for 2 hours a day to make these changes, because there's going to be resistance. So start with something small. Start with a 5-minute walk. Start with having 2 pieces of broccoli even. Start somewhere small and then keep adding to it. Learn to love it. All right, so I hope you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next week. And keep an eye on the Facebook group for all the stuff I post throughout the week as well. All right, bye guys. Live long and prosper.